I have a major update that has major implications for the Atlanta Hawks moving forward. Right now, sitting at 40-42. Well, honestly, 0-1, because right now it's a brand new season. The Hawks are in the second round of the play-in tournament, and they will be taking on the Chicago Bulls tomorrow night. And just being frank, we need that, and we need more, and we need more. There's another team in the NBA that unfortunately has lost out, and unfortunately it has negatively affected the Atlanta Hawks. And going forward, things are just getting worse. Ending off this Atlanta Hawks season, they definitely need to end this season on a high note. Of course, winning in the play-in tournament and going into the playoffs and hopefully making some type of noise somehow. But before we get into all of that, and before I start explaining all of this different stuff, what's going on, everybody? My name is Walter Pollard, and this is Atlanta Hawks Digest. Definitely want to say thank you to all of the subscribers that have been listening. Thank you to everybody that has viewed our content and that is stuck with us thus far. We definitely do appreciate you guys and your loyalty. For the 60% that are not subscribed, we definitely want to get you over to the subscribe list. We definitely want to get you guys to hitting the like, share, subscribe button, sending this to all of your friends, sending this to all of your family and things of that such. Because listen, if you are a Hawks fan, like I'm a Hawks fan, like Chris Tip Moore is a Hawks fan, we here at the Digest Media family, we definitely would love to have you guys here, and we are excited to go forward. Now, let's go ahead and just jump right into it because this is going to be a major, major deal. Now, draft picks. And I was a little leery of it because it's quite confusing. I'm just being completely honest. It's quite confusing in a way because the way that the NBA has set up their draft model, you know, and how teams trade away draft picks and send picks there and send picks here and picks go there and here and there. And, you know, you have compensatory picks and this pick won't go through because that pick or this team hasn't continued to win and or they ended out in the top 5. So now the pick no longer is no longer available or is null and void. It's a whirlwind. So I've done some slight research. I've read up on it. And honestly, I don't think I am well versed enough in it to give you guys this without me reading it. But I would like to read it to you guys because right now the Atlanta Hawks, of course, like I said, they're in the second round of the play-in tournament, if that makes sense to you all. They're playing against the Miami Heat tomorrow night here in Atlanta. So, of course, there's a major opportunity for them there. But we have to talk about the picks going forward, mainly because last night the Sacramento Kings, they lost in their round of the play-in tournament, eliminating them from playoff contention altogether. So mainly that has negatively affected the Atlanta Hawks. And that definitely puts a sour taste in the Hawks' mouth. And I've said it all year, mainly because the Hawks definitely wanted or needed for the Sacramento Kings to continue to win as well as the LA Lakers to continue to lose. And unfortunately, neither has happened. The Sacramento Kings they've done well enough to be in consideration for the playoffs, or they ended off in the play-in tournament, which is a decent thing right there. But, you know, losing out definitely put a major stain on the Atlanta Hawks. Needless to say, with the Sacramento Kings losing in the play-in round, first round of the play-in tournament, that has definitely hurt us in a way. A win would have kept them alive, meaning the Sacramento Kings. But yeah, a win would have kept, and this is also coming from Soaring Down South. This is where I got my information from in regards to but you can read it anywhere. You can definitely catch that information anywhere on the net. But long story less long, a win would have kept them alive and kept the playoffs and kept the possibility that they would avoid the lottery on the table. The Kings owe the Atlanta Hawks their 2025 first-round pick. Let's get that off the record. Let's get that off first off, okay? The Kings owe the Atlanta Hawks their 2025 first-round draft pick from the Kevin Huerter trade back in 2022. So long as they fall anywhere from number 13 to number 30. Technically, I want to say that they did or whatnot, but obviously that means that the Hawks would prefer to avoid flipping a coin for 12 or 13. Now, I never knew of flipping a coin. I never knew anything about how that would affect the
What
Atlanta
about
Hawks
food?
and
You know, I think
how things would go and just how that plays a part. But this is something that definitely has affected the Hawks negatively. Again, continuing on, they certainly do not want to face a worst case scenario, giving up and missing out on picks that could land in the top 2 slots in the same draft. So basically, let's say, for instance, they do flip a coin, right? And they end up flipping a coin with the Sacramento Kings for the 12th or 13th spot. And needless to say, they lose out on either position. And that might be the lucky spot that could land you a number 1 or number 2 or a high value pick. So mainly, this definitely has some major implications for the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I want to read this to you because this is how this goes. The number 13 overall slot has a 5% chance of landing in the top 4 and a 1% chance of being the number 1 pick overall. Now, remember, last year, we somehow were able to magnificently get the number 1 overall pick, Zaccharie Risacher, who has panned out very well. We'll get to that in just a second as far as how he's adjusted the NBA, and actually Steve Holman, the Hawks announcer, or the Hawks play announcer that we oftentimes hear on 92.9 The Game and most of the home games and things of that such, he spoke out about Zaccharie Risacher and how he has shown himself to be a model player. But we'll get into that as time goes on. But this is from Tankathon. This is from the news source Tankathon. And at the 12th position, the number 12 position, those chances are they go up a little bit to 6.2% to 1.3%, 14%. I think in the number 14 slot, it goes down even further. 2% chance of winning, going into the top 4, about a 0.5% chance to land the number 1 overall pick. I know that I'm throwing a lot at you right now, and honestly, it's confusing me. If anybody, and I'm getting to you guys, the fans, not the fans, I don't want to call you guys fans. Listen to all of you guys that are listening and to viewing this. Explain it to me like I'm a 3rd grader, okay? I oftentimes say that when certain things kind of perplex me in a way, like a 3rd grader, because ultimately in my mind it's telling me that there is a slim chance that the Atlanta Hawks could possibly miss out on getting a player that could make or break this organization, or at least get us in the right position to be further than just the Atlanta Hawks invitational, ergo the play-in tournament. So please, let me know. Talk to me like I am a 3rd grader. Explain it to me in the comments. Tell it to me like I just don't get it, because honestly, I don't. But moving forward, I definitely got to talk about our rookie, our number 1 draft pick from 2024, Zaccharie Risacher. Steve Holman has spoke out on 92.9 The Game not too long ago. I was actually going to the gym earlier today, and I heard him speaking on I think it was the morning show, and he was just speaking about Zaccharie Risacher and how he has adjusted to the NBA, and almost in my opinion, this is one of the reasons why he might end up becoming the number 1 overall pick. I mean, not overall pick, but he might be the rookie of the year this season. He might end up winning the rookie of the year award. Take a listen.
Yes, and every night he gets better. I mean, it's been amazing, really, to watch him. Every night from the time he steps on the floor to warm up. One of the first guys out there to do that, and then the strides that he's made during the season, especially shooting it. I mean, he's got all the moves. And the thing about him is he doesn't act like he just turned 21 last week, but he doesn't act like a 19, 20-year-old. I mean, he's poised out there. I guess that's the best way to put it. And he's got the moves, and nothing scares him. So I think that that bodes well for the future for this kid. And I don't know if he's going to win Rookie of the Year or not. He might have come on too late in the second half of the season.
And he goes on to talk about the voters and things of that such, as far as how the voters have an effect. And at one point, I know that from what he had explained, that voters, they've changed over the years. They've changed to a certain, I think it's a different set of people now that vote on it, and they don't oftentimes watch every single rookie, or they don't watch every single team in the NBA, and that could go against Zaccharie Risacher, or it could actually go to his detriment, unfortunately. But he does speak to the fact that Zaccharie Risacher is the first guy in and the last guy out. I have seen this guy put up shots after practice. I've seen him working with Bogdan Bogdanović, working on his shot when Bogey was here. And I've seen him working with different coaches as far as his shooting and how he can affect it and get better. And it has shown, and we see multiple 30-point games, multiple games where he has made some type of effect on this team. I think he had I want to say he had a triple-double as well at some point this season. So all in all, I say that to say this. We need that pick. The Sacramento Kings losing does not help. The Sacramento Kings losing out and being eliminated from the playoffs and from the play-in tournament does not help the Atlanta Hawks at all. And the fact that this could possibly land us in a scenario where we would need the Memphis Grizzlies to beat the Mavericks in their portion of the play-in tournament, I'm bringing in more teams because it's more and more confusing. So to be in a scenario like this, it definitely doesn't bode well for the Atlanta Hawks, and it's definitely very frustrating going forward. But with all that being said, I want you guys to explain it to me in the comments like I am a third grader, because this is confusing and it is mind-boggling. And I definitely would love you guys to just give me some type of insight so that I can better understand this situation. But with all that being said, my name is Walter Pollard. This is Atlanta Hawks Digest, and I'm signing out. Peace.